Hello everybody and welcome to the demo for Strange Antiquities. Today we are going to be running our own antique store with a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a gloomy occult twist. The game is by Bad Viking and it's published by Iceberg Interactive. And let's jump in and have a look at what we're going to be doing. So, as a thaumaturgist apprentice, there is a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care. And it's important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent from the mild. Ooh. Spooky. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli left the shop. Strange antiquities in my hands. None of us knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging with terrible certainty. It could not be stopped. The ravens were an omen, of course, as ravens. A circling unkindness of black wings and cheerless cries that seemed even then to signal the start of a rising dread. Alright, I will label this in the title as spooky, creepy, occult, whatever, because I know that there might be some of you that find this a bit too spooky. I personally love a bit of spook sometimes, so you might find the odd thing like this popping up. Okay, so what have we got? We've got a bell and creepy Eli with a wonderful moustache and a magnificent beard. Okay, I have been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Ravenglass and must leave at once. I am leaving the shop in your care with some reluctance, I might add. Oi, shut up, I'm great. Make use of my reference materials. Here, take this. I've never made a mistake in a game ever, and I will never make a mistake with your shop. Okay. There's an index in the back that may be useful to you. Okay. If in doubt, study it carefully. And remember, there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any of the locked doors, drawers, or cupboard. What? There's a cupboard here. In fact, safest not touch anything at all. I should be back in a few days. Oh man, there's stuff over here. Look. Wow, that's locked too. Oh, I'm gonna have to get into those. 100%. Okay. I can't just leave that alone. Got my faithful trusty morning cup of tea here as well, and I shall be drinking it as we go. Thomas Pope. I guess we just keep clicking the bell. Congratulations. Today is the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. Wow, you're confident. That's me. I'm a man of two loves. Not two loaves. Fresh mountain air and a little white dog called Hamish. But I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats in them. If you would be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. Okay. A hunter's boon seems to have to be a square. Let's have a look at this book then. Can we look at the book? Does it tell me what to do at all? Even slightly? Okay, so we've got some things here. The thaumaturge, Eli White, is a thaumaturge and collector and creator of powerful objects that to the untrained eye may appear dull and lifeless, but that in the right hands and armed with the right knowledge can be a gateway to so much more. For Eli, the quest to unearth and understand each new object has been the driving force of his adult life. As owner of Strange Antiquities, Eli is a stern master. There was a game by this same dev called Strange Horticulture as well. I'm not sure what that one exactly is about. I haven't played that one. While I've been doing a lot of series work, I've missed out on a lot of games that maybe I would have played otherwise. And that's one of the balancing things between, like, I love doing series, but I also love seeing all these new games as well. To be honest, the new games do a lot better for the channel than the serial content as well. So still trying to work out how it all fits in together. And I don't know if I'm ever going to find the answer to that, honestly. Answer's probably going to be streaming, though. Right, so anyway, I'm just saying that because someone in the comments has been asking about if I'm going to do a new series of this or that or the other. And I really, really don't know whether series are going to be a thing. Or whether, like I say, maybe streaming with some stream VODs is going to be a thing. So anyway, the quest to unearth and understand each new object has been the driving force of his adult life. As owner of Strange Antiquities, Eli is a stern master. He knows firsthand what can happen if the right precautions are not taken. He doesn't tend to show much emotion, but he does have a more tender side, a side that is mostly reserved for the store's cat, Jupiter. And it's probably not returned. The cat's like, I don't have an emotional side, I'm a cat. So it's showing all the visits that we've done and all of the... this is really good, actually. Hint. I should look up a hunter's boon in the book that Eli left for me. Well, that is kind of what I tried to do. I was definitely trying to get into the book. Ah, right-click on the book there. That's all I needed. Okay, so in here... Okay, there is a contents. Do we have a hunter's boon? We do. Can I click on that and go to the thing? Yes. Okay, so a hunter's boon is a primitive item. They grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. They are made from trophies taken from slain beasts, with those from the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. So we're looking for something simple that looks like it may have been taken from a slain beast. So maybe a tooth or something, maybe something like this. It's simple. It looks like it's maybe made from tooth or horn or something like that. So I'm going to see if that's what he wants. Is that right? Identified hunter's boon. Perfect. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives a sensation of power. I see. OIC Ring. Okay, so somewhere... Sorry, these somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Fortune. But the practice fell out of favour as belief waned. They're hard to come across now. They're occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say they can hear Fortune's unearthly hiss when they hold an OIC Ring up to their ear. You can add label, is that an OIC Ring, to items while inspecting them using right-click. Move the cursor over different parts of the object to inspect it. So it's gold. Oops. Hard and cool. I was expecting it to smell worse than it does. Inner perception, I have nothing to remark. Okay. Put certain things on, icons and things on the label. I'm not going to worry about that too much yet. That might be something that I'll need to do later. I don't think I need it right yet. Has that been there the whole time? Oh, wow. What's this? There's secrets around the place. I don't know what that is. So we've got Jack Hungerford here now. The nights are drawing in again. Dark shadows hide dark deeds, or so my father always used to say. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters agone. A creeping dark has set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. Right, so we need to try and find ourselves a shadow hold, also while trying to... Oh, right, okay, so we've got a few things in there. Oh, okay, good to know. Like I say, that... I still haven't worked out how to open that. That seems to have hinges on it, though. So that would tell me that it probably does open. But now I'm going to pop it back down. And we have things over here. There's a locked cupboard there. Oh, I see. So these things now have tags because they've been identified. Interesting. Right, let's get back on task, though. And have a look in my book that I right-click on. Go back to the contents. So we need to get a shadow hold. A shadow hold, or an oshadic vessel, is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar or a bottle or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an oshadic spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows like a poison from a wound. They're decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher, and it shows you a picture of a shadow catcher design. Okay. Let's see if we can find something like that. I mean, that looks like it could be. Let's try that. It wasn't the item I was looking for. I should slow down and think this through more carefully. Okay. It looked kind of like it. It had sort of... It did look like it a lot, didn't it? The shadow capture design. Ah, that also has a shadow capture design though, that bottle. In fact, that might be more like it. It's just sometimes I struggle to hold like a shape entirely in my head. Yeah, that definitely looks more like it. Okay. That's better. The item is a container of some kind and the design on the bottle is the same as the sketch. Okay, so sunbond. A sunbond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. So I'm getting book content every time I identify something. I'm getting a new thing that I can use to identify something else. By the looks of it, there is an auto-labeling option in the settings if adding labels by hand isn't your thing. I mean, it seems to be auto-labeling anyway, so maybe it's already... It really isn't my thing, to be honest. Hello, David Schaefer. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? I can't remember ever seeing anything like it. Not a good day to be the sort who believes in dark omens. There's a letter for you. Let's read it. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. Our man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here, but I thought of you when I came across an entry on the shin. Charlie Weathers. Okay. The shin. Is that like a... I don't know what the shin is, but I guess we'll find out. So, papers. So where are those papers then? I'm going to just put that there. Where's the actual papers? Are they now here? Okay, let's click the bell. I don't know. Classic Sheila, attention to detail. Jupiter, we meet again. Our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. We shared a moment before he slunk off into the dark. On important business. Oh yeah, Jupiter's the cat, right? Wonder if you can help me. Oh, you've got two different coloured eyes. I'm visiting my grandmother later and wanted to bring her something. She looks all alone on the edge of town, out on Clambrook Road. And I don't always manage to get out there as often as I'd like. All right, so what do you want? I thought maybe a moon heart would bring her comfort. Okay, so we need to find a moon heart. Oh, I can't pet you. Oh, no, I can pet Jupiter. One blue eye, one yellow eye. Very cute. So what was it? A moon... Oh, I've got the name already. A moon heart. Moon heart. Moon, moon, moon. Moon, moon. Right, so this is the first time that it's not been in here. It should be LMNO, so it should be between Libula and Orford Spire. Let's check. All these things. I don't think we maybe have what she wants. Nope. Oh, index. There's an index here. Right, okay. Contents, index. And in the index, we do have a moon heart, which is a selenic. totem. So do we have anything for Selenic totems? We do. Right. Okay, so it had a different name. Oh, that would throw me off. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy, then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either moon or the night. Okay. So, yeah, it's going to be a pendant. No, a totem, not a pendant. A totem, which has some kind of moon, night kind of thing. So they're going to want to hold it, probably. That feels like a pendant. It's got kind of a moony thing to it. But I don't think that that is it. It calls to me. But is it a totem, not a pendant they're wanting? Let's have a look. Made of stone. It's rough and pitted. And nothing to remark on that. Okay. What about this one? Red paint or perhaps blood. I don't feel like that's right. That doesn't look very moon-like. This one, that's a bracelet. Okay, so that's not it. It's on a little stand. That's why I was like kind of wondering if that was some kind of totem. We are looking for... Oh, hang on. There's a totem with an owl, and an owl is a portent of like night and things like that. So that might be the one. There's a lot of necklaces and things, but we're looking for something specifically that's a totem. There's a few things over here as well that I just want to make sure. I can weigh things on my weighing scale. I've also got that ring. Don't forget about that. Rough and pitted stone. Nothing to remark. That is a totem and it has the moon on it. So that is another one that I think could be the right thing. And I think is more likely than the owl. Okay. Over here we have that and that. I'm thinking it's probably this. Let's see. Oh no. It's not. Maybe it's the owl one then. I don't know how many chances I get. Take a hint. Oh, that's a stupid hint. I already got that far. But it had a moon on it. It literally had a moon on it. Come on, right? I'm going to try the owl. That was the only other one that I had that I thought was right. Okay, the owl ended up being right. It's a carved totem. The owl is associated with the night and it bears a concealed crescent shape on its head. However, there was, on the other totem, was also, well, it wasn't necessarily carved, but maybe it could have been. It was like a little tree thing. It had a moon on it. So I can, you know, I had two I don't know how many chances you get to get it wrong, but anyway, we got a new entry in our book. So these stone items weigh the same as a man's heart according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. They're placed... See, that sort of thing is really useful because then I can put it on the weighing scales. They're placed... See, I've got weights there that I can sort of balance it against. They're placed in the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Wonderful. But yeah, I guess, I don't know if it says in here whether I didn't read enough. Carved totems. Yeah, so maybe the clue there was that the tree itself, and this is, I'm trying to learn like what sort of things the game finds important. That was maybe not carved. It's taken from a branch. As much as it had all of the night stuff on it, when I'm trying to choose between two things, maybe I should then go back to the book and see if there's anything that will help me distinguish between them. Because I'd love to try and get things on the first go. I know it's happy for me to have a second go sometimes. All right, who's next? Edmund Bishop, hello. Welcome to the shop. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing, to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly, but they'll take anything they can get their talons into. And they'll kill if necessary. I didn't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening out there, and I'd like to know what. A voice of Kunos might help put me at ease, or it might do the opposite. Right, let's have a look and see what a voice of Kunos is. Worries me that ravens can kill... Well, actually, I don't think it's ravens that have been bullying Tilly. There is some... I think it's rooks that have been bullying Tilly. But yeah, the birds have been bullying her a bit. So, voice of Kunos, that's quite easy to find in the actual contents. Kunos, wearing his talk. I see. So I wonder whether... Oh, yeah, that's actually really easy. Okay, the name voice of Kunos, I'll read it anyway, is used to refer to any bronze talk that has certain imbued properties. With skill, such an item can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Kunos is a pagan god of the forest and nature, typically depicted as a man, with the antlers of a stag, and often wearing or holding a talk. I didn't know that he was often wearing a talk. I've heard of Kunos, and I've heard of, like, the man in the woods with the antlers, but I figure it's probably going to be this. I'm not even going to worry about that. There we are. Voice of Kunos identified. Made of bronze, and a similar looking item appears around the neck of Kunos in the sketch. There we are. So, Spirit's Eye. There are some who stay away from Spirit Eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It's not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps. A layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Okay, so we've got a new entry to the book and the day. I don't know how long we're going to have in here. Learning the story. Obviously, this is only the demo I'm playing because, you know, I can't afford the real game. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford more real games for us to look at. And occasionally I get given them for free by developers because they are very nice people. Okay, the black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Back Barrow. Back Barrow where we are. Paid so much attention to the lore there. No, we're in Undermere, aren't we? So I don't know where Back Barrow is. Oh, am I meant to follow? Oh, okay, I'm meant to be following this. I see, okay. Why did no one tell me I was meant to be doing that? I made some shackles. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. I see. Use arrow keys or WASD to navigate to your shop. What's all this about? I didn't know that we had this down here. Is that all my letters and stuff? Yeah, what's this? This is all my people I've talked to and things. But it doesn't look like all of them have things. So there's certain characters that seem to have more importance, I guess, and Edmund Bishop seems to be one of them. So I'll read his bio out. The 14th Lord of Gleeston Castle is a man of wealth and privilege, like the 13 before him. He's a man who would be easy to despise, as his father was. Oh, as his father was. But he's well loved by those who know him. Now retired, he was a professor of ancient languages at the University of Cumbria. But his real passion is birds. Oh, are we in Britain then? Interesting. His students learn to divert particularly dense lectures on Latin declension by asking about local owl species or by quizzing the professor on increasingly exotic bird calls. Edmund was only too happy to oblige, spending hours recounting stories of his adventures in Africa and New Zealand. I see. Actually, Jupiter has an entry. Jupiter is the thaumaturge's cat. Or more accurately, Eli is Jupiter's thaumaturge. Jupiter found strange antiquities, perhaps drawn to the curiosities within, and made it his home. Eli was more than happy to accommodate him, but he learned early on that Jupiter was his own master. His business is his own, but it largely consists of regular naps, terrorizing rodents, and midnight explorations of Undermere and beyond. What he does on his excursions is a mystery, but he seems to be well known among the town's residences. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to work out if, like, Strange Antiquities is a shop in Britain. But then again, just because the ornithologist is here does not mean that the shop is in Britain. Just because he is British. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Stop trying to theory craft the lore, Sheila. I love that the archive is like a drawer that comes out from the top. That's brilliant. And then, like I say, you got all of this and all of this and all this stuff, so you can WASD through it all. Okay, let's speak to our next guest, Verona Green. Oh, well, that's just perfect. Undermere fizzling with fear over these ravens, and the thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. I'm great, okay? Shush. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. It was, to be fair. Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of bed. These ravens have gotten under my skin is all. Please do let Eli know that I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology, not Symbiology. Very different things. What a difference a letter makes. Oh, okay, so Hermetic Symbology. No, Symbology. Hermetic Symbology. So we're starting to learn what all of these different symbols mean. So this might be useful as a reference guide later when I'm trying to find things. Calm, confusion, death, life, paralysis, poison, truth, strength, protection. Elements, materials. We'll have a quick flick through. Weather, seasons, wicker. Nice. This by Quentin Holmes. And this one's by T.S. Gill. I don't know if that matters, but I'm going to pop that on the bookshelf next to my other book, and we'll see who else wants to pop in. Hello, Tess Sherwood. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. I heard a horned shackle might be the answer. Right, let us look in the book and see if we can find a horned shackle. We can indeed. Let's see what it says about itself. It does seem to be possibly some kind of necklace, according to the sketch. Horn shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. So that doesn't tell us anything about what it's going to look like. So in use, the horns are rubbed between one's finger. So we're looking for something with horns on it, okay? Causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly totems of some kind. So we're looking for a pendant or a totem. And we're looking for it to have horns on it. Okay, let's see. Do we have anything along those lines? That has horns. I'd like to, and also so does that. Is there anything else that could be? The ram there could be. So what I'd like to maybe do, I'm going to have a quick look over the other side as well. Make sure there's nothing there. Ooh, that could be too, possibly. So I'm going to have another look at the book to see if there's anything. Now I know what I'm looking at. If there's anything that can kind of They're more commonly totems. So I think the big clue there is that the horns are smooth. So I'm going to just take a little further look at this one, and I'd like to see a sense of touch. Hard and somewhat rough. So to me, that doesn't look like it's right. Okay, so let's have a little look at this one. A rough fabric, hard and somewhat rough. So I don't think it's that either. I'm just gonna have a look at this one. Rough and pitted. So I'm looking for something that's smooth. Let's have a little look at this guy. This part feels smooth. There, I think that's what we want. That's what we were looking for there. I'm starting to hone in on what the game is looking for me to, the sort of detail it's looking for me to have here. So yes, it was entirely right. The item has horns, and closer inspection reveals that the horns have been worn smooth. That was the important part on that one. Okay, so we're looking at a vestiger. A vestiger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. Wow. Next, David Schaefer. Welcome. At least the weather's looking a little better out there today. It's the postman. So let's have a look at this letter. Okay, good day. You might be interested to hear that my plough overturned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it's yours for the right price, of course. Kind regards, John Royston. But how do I go to the farm? Are we allowed out? I have a growing fear deep within me. I cannot let it take hold. Oh, this is like, I think that's that fear there. Sorry, that symbol there is how unsettled I am. It's almost like a Cthulhu-like sanity meter. How interesting. So we've now met the occult scholar, Verona Green. So Verona has been a constant in Undermere for as long as the streets have had cobblestones and the churches have had bell towers. She's respected and feared, which she revels in, and she's revered and admired, which she tolerates. Her knowledge of the occult world is second to none, and her expertise has steered the citizens of Undermere away from catastrophe on more than one occasion. The near misses of the Selenic Flame and the Woken Dendru are two such events that spring to mind. She's of the opinion that no problem is so great, no obstacle so insurmountable, that it can't be diminished by a properly brewed pot of tea. I feel like this is in England. I'm feeling more and more like this is in England. Possibly, though. Possibly Scotland. Because it kind of feels remote. Don't know, though. But it definitely feels like Britain. There's a lot of people liking tea and going to university in Cumbria and things. So I can go on the shelf along with its friend. In fact, can I put my letters in the archive? That's better. I've got a drawer for those letters, so I may as well put them in there. Okay, so next. Stanley Hume. I want an OIC ring. OIC. It's a pleasing word to hold on the tongue. Well, I know what that is. What? I could have sworn that was an OIC ring. Well, that serves me right. For not looking and being puzzly. Okay, so let's see. OIC ring. OIC ring. Okay, so these somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Fortune. Oh, that's why I know it, because I was like, oh, I definitely know that. And I thought it's because I'd seen it to do with that. I don't know why I thought that. Shh, okay. They're hard to come across now, but they're occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin out of bay. Some say they can hear Fortune's unearthly hiss when they hold an OIC ring. Serpents. Looking for anything with snakes on it. That does not have. I just wanted to see that more close up. Why just not have it? That looks like some kind of... Looking for anything to do with a snake, and I'm not really seeing a ton. Huh. Just gonna have a look at scent and sound on a few of them. I don't know what that is, and it's bugging me. I'll put things kind of onto it. Does it allow me to listen, maybe? Just forget that that plant is actually something I could do something with. Right, okay, let's have a look at this more close up. It's the only one that so far has been any kind of ring, though. There. Do that so we can see more stuff. Sick ring. Look at the book again. Yeah, they can hear Corchin's unearthly hiss when they hold Gnostic ring up to their ear. So whatever it is, if I listen to it, I should be able to hear it. Just go through everything. Identified, so the things that are identified we don't need to worry about. Is there anything that might be hidden from me somewhere? Scent and sound. I'm just going to go through literally everything. Time go faster or slower. Selenic totem. Meant to be able to get into that cupboard. There's stuff in here. All right. Got Gotcha. You little pest. That took me ages. Made of bone, this item satisfies the description macabre. Closer inspection confirms the hissing noise can indeed be heard. I knew I needed to look for the hissing noise, I just couldn't find the item. Okay, so Holgun Grim. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, Path of the Warrior to help the dead find their way. Okay. Add that to my book, please. Thank you. Wow. That was super annoying. Hopefully from now on it shouldn't be as bad. I feel like I found a lot of the hidden things, but every time I think I found all the hidden things, there's more hidden things. Explore. Oh! Right. And go get things. Alright, let's help this lady first. Oh no, this stuff... Oh, okay. A friend of mine, or former friend, I should say, has been stealing jewellery from me. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? I need to make a choice here. There are no wrong answers, but my decision will no doubt affect the events in motion outside my shop. Ooh. A binding seed or a Zia. Let's go and have a look at what they do. Binding seed. These items are made of 2 distinct materials representing the mentic and the wixic, the mind and the body. The winding path, the mind, is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. A binding seed is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. All right, so we make her feel guilty for stealing, or we go for a Zia. Okay, one about the neck to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They can be difficult to remove. No, I'm going with the binding seed if I can find it. It's a choice between fear and guilt. And I feel like I'd rather have her feel guilty about what she's done than have her fear us. I'm just going to move my... Realise my microphone is probably slightly too close to the keyboard there, which I don't like, so it sometimes goes tap, tap, tap. Okay, so not that I'm doing a ton of tapping, maybe a tiny bit. Right, so we need to try and find a binding seed. It might be nice to label a Zia if we have one. So let's go and have a quick... Any material except wood or clay, and they have no symbol or other writing. Whereas a binding seed, how to identify that? It'll be made of 2 materials. And it'll have some kind of spiral on it. Okay. I feel like that's a binding seed. Indeed it is. The item is made of 2 materials, wood and stone, and it features a spiral surrounding a seed. It just looked right. Okay, so now we have a shield charm. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thaumaturge, but can have some small effect. An Oshardic spirit or a wandering shroud will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. Very well, in my book you go until I need you. And we're going to do a bit of exploring and looking at letters, so let's have a look. Boatyard. And the farm. Okay. Let's see if we can find the boatyard. Number 8 is the boatyard. Okay, let's go. Okay, the yard has seen better days. A mess of broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats, slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. You must be from strange antiquities, he says with a smile. He takes me into the dilapidated office where two metal buckets collect drips of brown water, and a thin window pane rattles with every footstep. He pulls a sheaf of brown papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. So we just got a whole bunch of stuff there. Sleep vessel, the 6 points of a sleep vessel. Oh, these are all entries from my book. Apparently as an afterthought and somewhat reluctantly, the man gives me something else as I'm leaving. I've no use for it, he says. Don't even know what it's for. And we discovered a new item. Pop it there. Lovely. Okay, let's see who wants to come to the shop now. This is Emmett Burrows. They found a man just now in that house where all them ravens were. I wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was sheet white, but it was his eyes that are going to give me nightmares. All black they were. It was like he weren't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Sedberg, and I'll be taking a Libby to see us safely through. Very well, we need to know what a Libula looks like, or smells like, or feels like. I'm actually starting to really enjoy it. I'm getting into it. I'm getting used to how it works. Very well. So libulae are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they're not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. So in other words, they probably give you reassurance, but they don't really actually help much. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a libula is not merely decorative. There is power in symbology, as the old thaumaturges knew well. I'm gonna have to try and go by the picture. So it's got like a moon on it. It's got a circle and a triangle. Things around it. Okay. This was rough because it's not really told me a ton about... Oh, okay, there's my map. Right. Get out of there. Don't need that. What's that? Reminder, I've stored a couple of items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door, EW. Wine merchant next door. And on thalmic fields, all thalmic objects produce a field of sorts. Although invisible to the naked eye, they can be observed by placing an object over a thalmic lens. Do we have a thalmic lens? Is that maybe the thing that comes up from down low? A dionic field pattern. These fields are not fully understood despite attempts to study them over the years. There's still things I don't think I've quite managed to work out here, but it's fun trying. 100% it's fun trying. But yeah, this still doesn't really help me much. Right, okay, well let's go to the wine shop next door. Wine shop. And also maybe to the farm. I'll try the farm first. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope he might not be fully aware of its value evaporates, and after a lengthy negotiation, I reluctantly hand over the amount he originally asked for. Cool. We've got an item. Very nice. We're still struggling to find this libula. And it said that there was also some stuff in the wine shop next door. So where is Strange Antiquities? It's 29. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be anything right here. This doesn't seem right. There's nothing here. Okay. So it said the wine shop next door, so I'm going to try both things to either side. Okay. The proprietor, a Mrs. Cranmore, begrudgingly grants me access to a cellar when I explain that I'm from Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, we'll take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of these unnaturals in my cellar. Okay. So we found a few more items that we can pop on the shelves. Oh gosh, okay. Interesting. I wonder if I put the right things on there. If that will do something. Who knows with this though? I'm so good at puzzle games. So good. Okay, so I'm still looking for the libula. But at least I have more to look for now, I guess. There's power in symbology. Oh, maybe my symbol book. So maybe what this is about is finding that symbol. So let's have a look at it again quickly. So it's moon and triangle and circle and almost like a clock face around it. Okay, I'm going to try and find that if I can in the book. Oh, there's so much in this book though. Ah, come back here. Okay, that's closing the book. Right. There's none of that. Just gonna have a look through and see if any of it... I might need a hint though. Horned God. Oh, is that all we've got? Okay. Yeah, I need a hint. Sorry. I should consult my book. Really? Why is the hint always what I've already thought up? Okay, let's have a look. So, sun and moon, circle and triangle. Silver is the moon, gold is the sun. Seeing anything for like a circle? I mean, there's lots of circles and triangles. Selenic of the moon and Daedric of the earth. So as far as I can tell, something made of silver and gold. Hmm. I'm gonna have another hint, I'm sorry. Symbology of wisdom. Okay, so yeah, I missed it completely. Wisdom. What on earth? I'm just trying to work out back. I'm trying to work out literally where in here. Oh, an imbuement of wisdom. Right. So I needed to look for wisdom and maybe even change. Okay. That was a stretch. That was a real stretch. Okay, at least I know what I'm looking for now. So do you have any of that on you? Doesn't look like it. Am I even seeing this now? I mean, that could be. Let's see if I can find change. Because that definitely is like... And it's got kind of maybe gold and silver. Color and composition, stone and gold. Yes, maybe. Orange, blue, green, and turquoise gemstones. That's kind of the right shape. I'm gonna give that a try. I feel like it might be right. No. I'm not happy with myself right now. At all in the slightest. Hello, spider. I have another hint. Wisdom. I'm not oh! Oh, I see it right there. Muppet. There we are. The item bears a symbol of wisdom, and that was the only clue there was it said wisdom. Goodness me. Witch's fingers are said to be the severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. They're capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body, a most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. Very well. Let's hope I can do a bit better on the next one, eh? So that was a bit embarrassing, honestly. That wasn't good. Okay, another day. Oh, that was the last one. That was probably why it was the hardest puzzle of the lot. Okay, thanks for playing the Strange Antiquities demo. There's a lot more to uncover in the full version of the game, more gameplay elements to discover that we won't spoil for you here, and more secrets to unearth, and a sinister plot involving ancient deities, dark articles, and a meddlesome priest that will lead to one of several unique endings. Okay, very well. Well, that was a super fun little puzzle time, wasn't it? So if you are into puzzles and maybe slightly better at working them out than I am, although it's nice that it does give you a bit of a hint if you do get completely stumped. If you do like that sort of thing, then I think that this is already out. Is it already out? Or is it to be announced? No, the full game is not out yet, and they are going to announce the release date at a later time. But keep your eye on it, I guess. Maybe pop it on your wish list. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe and let you know when these demos are out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.